Guys, we have a lot to discuss. I hope you guys are doing well. If my voice sounds a little bit weird, I'm getting over a cold, so I apologize. I will probably be coughing periodically. I'll make sure I mute myself. But if you are new to my channel, welcome. My name is Erin Bies. I'm a wife, a mom, a military veteran, a certified personal trainer, and I spent 13 and a half years in multi-level marketing, healed my way out, and now I'm using all of my social media platforms to educate and raise awareness around the dangers of multi-level marketing companies and the tactics used by the reps. Before I get into anything, let me run my disclaimer and I'll be right back. We have so much to talk about. Listen, let me first thank everybody that has messaged me and sent me information, live streams, whatever, throughout the weekend. I was sick through the weekend, and so I was at my desk because I couldn't really do anything else. And I think it was an incredible blessing because I was able to put together this video that I'm going to be reacting to. I also want to give a shout out to DC because when I was super sick, I was like, I can't, I have to step away from my computer. I have to go and I have to lay down. And she was able to edit a video for me, put these clips together. Normally, I do not react to clips of things, but today is going to be a story time, kind of. And the reason that I'm doing it that way is because I'm going to react to each one of these videos separately. And if I was going to do it all together, the videos that I would be reacting to are almost 80 minutes long. So we would be here for like 3, maybe 4 hours. I don't know that my voice will hold up for that long. And so I thought this might be a cool way to do this and get my points across, and then also create space where I can react to these things, these other videos, or videos in full. I hope that makes sense. Thank you guys for all the compliments. I appreciate you. If you have not already liked and subscribed to my channel, if you would do that, it would be amazing. And also if you would share this out. I don't ask very often for things to be shared, but I think this conversation today, this is an important one. So if you don't mind sharing in your stories or however you feel comfortable, thank you. Share that out. I appreciate it. We do have a couple new members. Mollykins, what's up? Welcome, Mollykins. And there was another individual. Nope, just Mollykins. I apologize. It was the anniversary. What am I doing? Okay. All right. So Mollykins, welcome. I will get it together. I promise you guys. I also need to show you my shirt because to anybody that comments on my videos on how I'm a hater or I'm this or I'm that, listen, I can be meaner. Okay, so relax. Did I get this from the TikTok shop? Yes. Do I buy things from the TikTok shop? No, not typically. But I had to have this shirt in green because look at my eyes with the green shirt. It's crazy. And I had to wear it for tonight. Just so happened that all of these things kind of, what's the word they say? Aligned. All of it aligned. So you can find it on the TikTok shop. I don't have a link or anything like that. Just check it out. But I am feeling better today. Thank you guys for all the well wishes. I appreciate you. Okay, let's talk about what went down on Friday. So this could be found, in case you haven't heard, Modair closed on Friday. When you went to their website, indeed it is. When you go to their website, this is what you'll see. Modair, thank you for the journey. Modair, thank you for the journey. After 23 wonderful years of serving our cherished community, we've made the difficult decision to close our doors. We're incredibly grateful for your support and loyalty over the years. Whether you've been with us from the beginning or just discovered us recently, thank you for being a part of our story. From all of us at Modair, thank you. It's been an honor. Okay. this is how, well, I don't want to say this is how people found out. This is how I found out that Modair closed as of 5 p.m. I'm not sure. I'm sure it's like the corporate office was in Utah, so Mountain Time. There was no more Modair. And I do believe that multiple things can be true. We can admit, hey, this is a really terrible way that this company closed. This is awful what they did. And we can also celebrate the fact that one MLM, another MLM has closed. Both of those things can be true at the same time. Okay, that being said, let me get into my notes. Okay. We have a lot to cover, so buckle up. Actually, let's do this first because I'm going to need to be drinking a lot of liquids. Okay, you guys know what to do. If you don't like ASMR, just turn your camera, turn your volume down. Okay. Okay, she's a little crispy. I hope you have your favorite flavor of Dr. Pepper Zero or Dr. Pepper Original or whatever. I'm going to need this, and I believe you will too. Okay, back to my notes. So, Modair is officially dead. They shut down, no warning, commissions frozen, back offices no longer accessible, and the reps were completely blindsided. And I think that that's crappy. But I can also celebrate the fact that an MLM company has closed, and I think that's great. So, with your help, so many of you, I've been able to pull together live streams, nostalgic monologues, recruitment posts, and viral reels that I'll be reacting to today. Some are soft-spoken, some are unhinged, but one thing they all have in common, red flags. Every single one of them. Yep. So let's break down what actually happened and why, yet again, MLMs are never really your own business. We're going to start with this first segment. Do you guys remember April? April was in Modere. Shout out to April. And she was the one that had the filter on her face on her video. And I think she looked up or something, and the filter, you could see it switch or like glitch or whatever. Yeah, that's April. And let me just say this with my entire chest. April, oops, my entire chest. That is not somebody you should be taking nutrition advice from. That is not somebody that you should be taking any kind of exercising tips from. Absolutely not. She's been going wild on her Facebook today, talking about all natural GLP-1. Girl, there's no such thing. Stop it. Okay. Anyways, so we're going to start with April. And she went live right after she found out that Modair shut down. And this kind of sets the tone, I feel like. Let me make sure I have the right setup. We're going to remove that, and we're going to add this. Now, again, I'm not reacting to these videos in full because I want to say it's like 6 or 7 clips. And then at the end of it, I feel like we should set a goal. At the end of it, if we can get to, let me see, just for funsies. If we can, how many likes do we have on this live stream? Let me see. If we can get to, let's say 175, if we can get to 175 likes, which would be cool to hit that. I actually have a very special John Melton live that we can react to. So yeah, that all natural GLP-1, it's absurd. So, okay, let's get going with April. Thanks for being patient with me. This was a lot to pull together and to try and compile into this one live stream. So here we go.
I figured it would be easier if I just came live and talked to you guys because I've been getting so many messages and I made a post earlier, but yes, it's true. Modair closed its doors today. No, I did not know anything about it. I was literally at work, and we have been super busy, so I didn't have time to check my phone like all day. And then I kept seeing my phone light up, and I'm just like, oh my gosh, what is going on? And I see these messages, these texts come through in Messenger, April, I'm so sorry, what happened was true, like, all this stuff. And then I was having customers reach out, and so here's the thing, you guys, none of us knew anything. Like, we didn't know anything about it. Even my upline, we didn't know anything about it. So it's just a real shock. And like, I almost don't even know what to say, like, cause I did not expect this. This is a company that, like, I've done this type of thing before, but this is a company that, like, I really love the products and the people. And, like, I built like I had a team. I had, so many customers that I love, that, like, we do 5-day drops together, and we talk daily, and like, I had a pretty big customer base, and like it changed my life. This company changed my life, not only physically, but like financially. And, so this was like really sad. It was really sad today, to see this, to hear this. And, a lot of people are, let me see this thing. Here we go. That's weird. I don't know why that was doing that. A lot of people are, I see the post about, like, anti-MLM. This is.
Okay, hold on. Let me remove that just a second, because I want to tell you what I think about that. First of all, April, stop using Prism Video, or it's an app or a website, and you can apply filters, because we keep seeing it flip. And also, April, if the Modair products were working so well for you, how come you're still currently buying Prove It's ketones? So if you're selling a health and wellness product, and you're heavily using filters to the point where we can see it slip, and then you're taking all of these other products, and then she claims to be some sort of a coach and taking on clients. What kind of a coach? I have no idea, but that is not somebody I would hire, and I don't think you should either. So that's how I feel about that part. Let's address what she was saying here. So nobody knew, not even her upline, and yet she's out here saying that she wouldn't change anything. So you mean to tell me that you didn't get paid for the commission for selling a product, recruiting people, what your team was selling, all of that stuff, and you wouldn't change anything? You don't think you should get paid for your time? Because I do. I think you should be paid for your work, period, which is one of the reasons that I'm not into MLM at all, and why, as I've said before, the call is coming from inside the house. This is not empowerment. This is, in my opinion, an attempt to trauma bond and rope people into the next thing, which happens to be she's in Make Wellness, making all kinds of claims all over her social media today, and hasn't even tried the products. Disrespectfully, with my entire chest, April, sit down. It's embarrassing. So your check has disappeared and you're still grateful. That's how deep this programming goes. And when I say programming, I mean commercial cult programming. I'm so grateful. It's the toxic positivity. It's, I became such a better person, and I grew, and I developed these friendships, and this and that. You didn't get paid. The company just said, we're going to freeze everything. Not going to, we're just not going to pay you guys. That's not right. But also, I'm glad the MLM closed. And those two things can be true at the same time. Also, hey, DC, thank you again for your help. And if you guys are not following DC, you should. Oh, thanks, DC. Thanks for the compliment. I appreciate you. I got a mini flat iron, so I've been having some fun with it. Okay. Oh, Tinkerbell in the best way. I love that. Thank you for that. That's so nice. Yes, I did know this. Did you know the last CEO is with Amari? I wonder if they will move there. Well, here's where people are moving. I've heard some people are going to doTERRA. What? Apparently, Shackley is rolling out bonuses for people from Modair to come over. Yeah. People are joining Amari, unfortunately. Dave Simi, I think that's how you say his last name. I will be covering him at some point. Has been pretty close with Ozma, who's the CEO of Amari, that used to be the CEO of Modair. And this is so weird how this happened. The day that Modair announced that they were closing, so this past Friday, April 11th, all of a sudden, Dave, who was a part of Modair, had a distributor account, whatever they call him at Amari, and was posting his link. Now, that's weird. Could be a coincidence, of course. But he's telling everybody his kind of recruiting spiel, which is really embarrassing, I think, and desperate. Oh, we're going to get Liquid BioCell, which was a product that Modair had that Ozma brought because her family creates it. By the way, I know I'm kind of getting ahead of myself here, but you can buy that product. If Liquid BioCell was your jam, you can buy that product from BioCell. I can't remember the name of the company, but I know that it's on Amazon and it's in a capsule form for $29. Tell me again how much the Liquid BioCell was from Modair. Yeah. That's her brother's product. And when I say her, I mean Ozma, the CEO of Amari. So yeah, anyways. So that's what I think is happening. That's what I'm being told is happening. And we shall see what develops in those specific areas. Also, thank you so much, Ophelia S. Puppy Pupper. Oh, that fits though, right? Puppy Lover Pupper channel. Thank you so much for this. I appreciate it. Welcome to the new member. Oh man. Yeah, doTERRA is a bad move. Oh, and let's also mention. No, I'm going to wait. I was going to talk about bridge contracts. I'm going to wait. It will come up. Okay, let's get back to now. This next clip is John Melton, and this is from 2 days prior. So I believe it was April 9th. 2 days before Modair shut down, he went live to give reps a motivational, if I had to start over, game plan. Could it be a coincidence? Could he know exactly what was happening? Sure. We don't know, but we're going to watch this and we're going to listen to what John has to say 2 days prior to Modair closing.
Hey, what up, replay viewer? Let me know when you're watching the replay. I'm curious. My name's John Melton, been in network marketing now for 23 plus years, and I have seen the good, the bad, and the ugly. I've built a
I just realized I didn't have my headphones on. I'm like, why? I need to turn this up. And I just put lotion on my hands and trying to unplug my headphones. God. Okay. That's better.
$1 million business over the last decade, but it took me about 7 years to fire my boss, 16 years to become a millionaire. So I know what it takes to build a business. It's a lot of sweat equity. It takes a lot of time and effort, especially if you want to make the big...
A lot of bridge contracts, bringing leaders from other companies into Modair, a lot of special deals, multiple positions. We'll get into all of that.
Bucks. Let me know in the comments if you want to make the big bucks. And by the way, share this with your teammates. Tag your teammates. I think you'll absolutely love this.
Did I miss it, M. Barry? If I did, I apologize. Oh my God, I did miss it. I'm sorry. 7 months. Thank you so much. And thanks for reminding me, because sometimes I do miss the chat. Sometimes I just miss things. So thank you. And thanks for being a member. I appreciate you.
This conversation, especially if you're like wanting to build your following. If you had to, if I had to start all over from scratch, these are like the tips. These are the things that I would do. So I think you should tag some peeps. Share this in your chats, share this in your team groups. And I'll talk about both trying to, build your business, but also build your following. Because would we agree, and I talked about this the other day, would you agree if you had leads and you had customers, you had new people joining your team, you'd probably be pretty excited. Like the reason people either A, start off slow or they end up like quitting before they even get started is they're not making money. They're not seeing results, right? It's very rare that someone walks away from a profitable business. People don't typically walk away from a business that's compensating them, right? Where they're having success.
The irony of that statement, just the irony and what he's doing as of today, which we're going to get into, the irony. And yeah, he is really fidgety. Yeah.
Success, ranking.
Also, Megan, thank you so much for being a member for 19 months. I appreciate you. Megan says, that's an awful lot of leg bouncing, John. Are you nervous? Maybe. If you'd like to become a member, there's a link in the video description, or you can click the join button depending on how you are watching, whether you're on a tablet or a phone or whatnot. Would love to have you, and I appreciate the support, but please don't feel pressured to do that.
Advancement. In fact, we had this couple, Brett and Nicole, just get started not too long ago, and these guys put in like 5,000 points in the last couple days because we had this like awesome mid-month promo, like absolutely killing it, right? They're getting 36%. Right? I'll let you guys do the math on that. Like it's just silly. Maybe 34%. I think they're getting close to 36, but 34.
Oh my God. He's so wild. Lushy. Jess, 36 months? That's wild. You have not fulfilled the terms of your bridge contract. I will speak with you after this. Thank you for being a member. I appreciate you so much.
The point is, crushing it. They're on fire. Guess what? They're excited, right? And excitement is contagious. Sometimes people say, John, I am excited. Tell your face, get excited. So if I was starting all over, building my following, building my business, here's some of the things I would do. First of all, and I think this is a really good tip for all of you, even if your business is cranking right now, get into some like-minded Facebook groups. You know, we actually talked about this in our Rank Up, Bank Up challenge, week 1. This was something that...
Charlene, 40 months, that's absurd. New level unlocked. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. Oh my God, 40 months, that's so wild.
Michelle was very passionate about, something that we've been teaching for years. Because, you know, and actually I'll give you a good story. This is a story I've shared a few times. Let me know if you've heard me share this story before. We had this woman. This is when we first figured out Facebook groups were like a great way to meet new people and build a following.
Definitely.
Build like new connections, right? Make new friends. It was, I don't know, probably 8-9 years ago. It was a long time ago. It was one of our like early on, like, you know, like the first time we kind of got into momentum. All right. And, we did a team training. We're like, hey, join groups, like-minded groups. And it was something we've been teaching for a little bit, and people were having success. And it's still an effective strategy right now, today. You could join local groups. Like I'm in, you know, some pickleball groups, and I've made some new friends. I'm in Tesla groups, and, you know, I'm in marketing groups and MLM groups, right? These are the things I'm into. These are things I'm passionate about. So anywho, this woman's passion was scrapbooking. You guys familiar with scrapbooking?
Yes,
what's up, Brett?
John.
What's up, Debbie? What's up?
We have all heard of scrapbooking. It's 2025. God.
Rose. So she joins a bunch of scrapbooking groups because that's her passion. Cool. She got into some scrapbooking groups, made a bunch of new friends. She's in there commenting, posting. She's not in there selling. She's not in there recruiting. She's just in there sharing value. In fact, I would write this down. Every group that you join, don't join like 100 groups and then just be spread thin and you're not really focused on any particular group.
It is 2025 and John is still telling people to join Facebook groups to bait and switch people into multi-level marketing. We were doing this in like 2017. So you're building fake friendships with an underlying motive to try and recruit them or sell them some product that was not backed by legitimate, sound, scientific evidence so that you could make a buck. With friends like that, who needs enemies? You know what I'm saying?
I would find like, you know, let's say 5 groups
2015
that are very
Lushy.
engaged. Yeah. There's a lot of activity, a lot of conversation, a lot of posting. And once you join the group, once they allow you in, I would do a welcome post, or like a, not a welcome post because you're not welcoming yourself, but you're an introduction post. You're introducing yourself to the group.
And that is how you can identify in these groups that you're joining because you have a hobby and you want to connect. I was going to say collect. That's this guy. You want to connect with other people that also have that same hobby that can share information and tips and, hey, where did you find this or that, or things of that nature. When you see somebody doing some kind of an introduction post in the group, rather than just going through the group and seeing what kind of content is on there and, commenting on the things that they love or questions they have. No. Let's join a group on Facebook for a hobby and just introduce ourselves. Hi, we've arrived. That feels so arrogant to me. I don't know. Maybe it's just me, but y'all let me know what you think about that.
Do a little selfie or, whatever kind of picture you want to do. Like, hey guys, I'm in this group because I'm passionate about farming, whatever, right? The point is, whatever the group's purpose is, let me know in the comments what kind of groups you think would be good for you to be a part of. But
if you have a Facebook group, if you're a mod or an admin or whatever in a Facebook group, I would make this a rule immediately. Immediately. For this reason, out of spite, just to be petty.
like I said, she was very passionate about scrapbooking. So this isn't about...
Are you trying to be condescending? You just told people you were passionate about pickleball and Teslas, my guy. Relax.
Influencer marketing. This isn't about content creation, doing videos, doing reels, doing lives. This is just going into a group with like-minded people and making some friends. Socializing on social media. I know, what a concept, right? But she started making friends because she was talking about scrapbooking and commenting on people's things, giving tips and encouraging people. And
We got a...
Oh, okay. Hold on. Next we have Sarah Zelek. Okay, hang on just a second. So he says that he basically would be ATMing his face off, messaging all kinds of people, getting in groups. And this isn't a pep talk. I feel like this is him laying down a blueprint for what's next. Could it be a coincidence? Sure. Sorry for the jump scare, everybody. Could it be a coincidence? Sure, it could. It absolutely could. Could it be intentional? Could be. Yeah, I didn't ask DC to put any transitions. I was like, can you make this one clip? It's okay. We're going to roll with it. So I apologize for the jump scare. I'm just making sure everybody's awake. And by the way, now that I have your attention, have you liked and subscribed to my channel? If not, you should do that real quick because I have a special video at the end of this of John saying what's next. And you want to see it. So make sure that you like it. Okay. So he's not talking about rebuilding Modair. I don't think. I think he's possibly, perhaps, warming up for his next pitch before the field even knows kind of what's going on. And so after that, he had a couple posts. Okay, let me pick the right thing here. I think this might work. Give me just 1 second. And he posted this on April 11th at 7:17 p.m. on his Facebook page. And this was the day that Modair was announced to be closed. I have to cough 1 second. Okay. Show me a company where my best social sellers can make real money and earn daily pay and real residuals selling science-backed products. I'll need to see leaderboards too. Now, some of you may be like, okay, he's, shopping companies. We're going to get into the audacity of this post here in just 1 second. Then the day after, he posts this. I think it's time to start our own company. So within a day of it closing, a day and a half roughly, he's going to start his own MLM. But I want to talk about this real quick. Do you guys think for 1 second, okay, you nailed it, Ellie. Do you think for 1 second that somebody that has been in the industry as long as John would put up a post like this and have people pitch him? Or do you think that he was building a list of some sort? Because in my opinion, you can drop a 1 in the comments if you think that, yes, he was, shopping for opportunities. or a 2, we're going to go MLM style tonight, if you think that he was using it to build some sort of a list to reach out to people. I think he was using it as a way to have conversations with people, to build the relationship, to pitch the next thing. That's what I think. Okay. Let's talk about the leaderboard thing. But before I do that, let me have a drink of my deliciousness. And thanks for being patient with me, because I am still under the weather, but I'm feeling better than I have in probably 4 or 5 days. Okay. The audacity of John Melton to be asking for the leaderboards when we have watched firsthand in the last, I want to say, roughly 6 months, what I believe to be Modair's leaderboards to be manipulated. What do I mean by that? Well, it's really ironic how a company, Modair, who had policies in place that said you couldn't have multiple positions, many of the top leaders had multiple positions. And how do we know that? Because John and Nadia Melton's name ended up several times in the last few months on the leaderboard in multiple positions, like number 3 and number 5, as an example. So leaderboards can be manipulated by having multiple positions. And in fact, it's been alleged to me that John actually teaches his downline to do that. And while we're talking about this, I feel like we should bring up the Zelekis. Sarah and Tony allegedly will teach their downlines, if they have a leader that has a team and that leader is leaving for another company, they will coach their people, allegedly, to buy that position, to use it to entice somebody to come back. Hey, so-and-so, you're thinking about coming back? I've got this position here, and it has X number of team members on it. This is what it's showing in the back office. This is how much that position is making a month. We can put you right in there. You know, and that's how we were seeing some of the elite promotions this year, because the company has been flailing. And now we know that to be true because they closed on Friday. So the audacity for John to say, I need to see leaderboards, knowing that that can all be manipulated, is absurd to me. Absolutely absurd to me. Let me look at my notes in case I missed something. Yeah, multiple positions for John and Nadia specifically, but now he's out here asking for other companies for their leaderboards. And it's just absolutely ironic to me. It's just ironic. Yeah, top leaders cheat to make more money? Say it ain't so. All while saying with their entire chest that they're about their team. Okay. All right. Good Lord, excuse me. Okay. Sarah Zelek is next. And again, I'm showing clips of these because I plan to respond to each of these videos in full on their own, but I wanted to tell this story. So I know it's a little bit different than what I normally do, but I felt like it was important to cover a lot of things.
You know, we're not hiding out. We've been super busy with everything that's been going down. So I think most of you guys know Modair closed, which it was so shocking to say the least. You know, Tony and I, we poured everything into the company and our team.
Did I miss milestones? Oh my God, I'm sorry, guys. I was focused on my notes. Let me go back. Hold on. Kitty Chat, 9 months. Thanks to all of you who gifted memberships, because sometimes I win. That's amazing. Okay, we got Lushy. We got Charlene. Just Kai, member for 18 months. Here's to all the people who can leave MLM behind forever after Modair, and may it be a large number of people. I would love that. 26 months, Brandy. Time flies. Know what's better than MLM's, Erin's memberships, all the community, none of the manipulation. Thank you. Still some love bombing, but no transactional relationships. Join us. We have emotes. Elaine, member for 29 months. Dang, we have some big membership. I'm going to call them anniversaries. Milestones? Anniversaries? You know what I'm saying. That's amazing. The emotes rock. I need to make some new ones. I just haven't had a chance to do it. Your Tank Top friend member for 11 months. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. We've kicked out anyone in our infertility private groups if they start shilling MLM products, as you should. And I think that's awesome. Nikki K. Member for 22 months. Thank you so much. I have only ever done that in a medical group sharing my story, but not a hobby. Also 22 months. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. And I'm sorry I missed all of that. I'll check that periodically. I'm just trying to, there were so many moving parts in all of this and the research, and oh, it's a lot. However, I could be meaner. All right, let's get back to Sarah.
And just everything for 13 years. I haven't really had a chance to like really have a good tear moment, like a big old cry yet. We have just been, our heart's always been for our team, you know? And so we've been working really, really hard with just finding a new home. You know, we believe so much in this profession. We've been a part of this profession for 30 years. Like it's our jam. It's what we do. We've been, you know, I look at, you know, all the years of being part of Modair, like it was so incredible. There's so many great people that we met there, whether they were in our business or not. We built great friendships, millions and millions of customers. So if you're watching and you were our customer, we're so grateful for your business. And we built something really special. And, you know, it's come to an end. But I have to tell you, at the same time, you know, one thing that my mentor always shared with me is he's like, listen, if you have the skills and you develop them and you teach your leaders how to develop the skills anywhere that you go.
Hey, Sarah, do those skills involve buying positions of leaders that are leaving to another company, holding that place? Who gets that check, by the way? Sarah getting that check? What name do they put in there to hold that position until they can entice, allegedly, somebody to come over or come back to Modair when Modair was still open and operating, to come back and be put into that position? Does your training involve that? Because I've heard it does, allegedly, of course.
Oh, you can build. And so I learned early on that the great.
Yeah, please no diagnosing in the chat, please and thank you. I would appreciate that, and thank you. Thanks, DC.
This asset is me. My team knows the greatest asset for them is them.
Well, Sarah, you and I both know the only reason that you were making the money that you wasn't because of a customer base. No. It was because of the team that you have recruited and other people have recruited. Your asset, your biggest asset is the team, which is why you're so thirsty, in my opinion, to recruit more people to the next thing, because you wouldn't be making the money that you were in Modair in this next thing that we're going to talk about shortly, unless you had a team. Wild.
We're the asset.
Yes, I was in Modair.
And so we know that no matter.
And I was in John Melton's downline. John Melton, and I don't remember how the upline worked, but John Melton, Jesse Lee, and then myself.
Where we go is going to be big, and we're going to do it because it's all that we know how to do. And so in these times that feel a little bit uncertain, it's been about 24 hours now. Yeah, it can be, you know, it's a little bit unknown, but I also have learned to learn how to fall in love with the.
We'll talk about this. Oops. We will talk about this shortly, because John mentions it in that video that I want to show you guys at the end of this. But the Zelekis, Michelle Barnes, Rick and Michelle Teague, Tim Housden, you guys probably, I don't know who's heard his name, Brian McMullen, that's the upline. And I think Justin Prince was somewhere in there before he was terminated. So if anybody has any information on that, let me know. I don't remember all the particulars of that.
No matter how scary it is, because I know on the other side of it, it's amazing. And so, you know, right now, where are we? Because I've gotten so many messages. Where are you guys at? Where are you going? What you doing? Make sure to reach out to me, or hey, like, thank you for everything, or I love you, or whatever, right? And then obviously there's some of the crazy people that are like, I know you don't really know me, but like
5+-year-old.
Okay, we're gonna pause. Hold on. The next one will be Justin Prince. Okay. I have a lot to say about this, Sarah. So her tone, you know, it's a little bit different than some of her other videos, I feel like. She was calm and was trying to attempt to be emotionally grounded here. But make no mistake about it, in my opinion, this is strategic emotional positioning. When she said, this decision isn't for us, it's to set the team up. We're not going to make a rash decision, but we'll come out in a big way. She's already framing it as the start of something huge. And notice how she says they're still deciding, but also says they'll come out massive. That's not uncertainty. That's calculated hype buildup, in my opinion. Wrapped in grief, wrapped in loyalty, or the misuse of loyalty, or yeah, I don't know how exactly I want to word that. Wrapped in team unity. But in my opinion, it's still a setup. So, yikes. Okay. Also, I want to talk about the bridge contract thing because yesterday or sometime this weekend, I shared in my stories that it was being alleged to me that Sarah and Tony were shopping deals and working on like a bridge contract or some sort of a sales performance bonus with Shackley. That was alleged to me. And I do believe that that was before John Melton said that he wanted to build his own company. And I think that's why that switched, again, allegedly. So let's just take a step back and talk about bridge contracts. Being loyal to people who are only loyal to themselves, which is 100% what I think Sarah and Tony and Justin Prince and all of these people, I think that they're only loyal to themselves. And I think that they're loyal to themselves, but they expect other people to be loyal to them. So they're starting these new things and they're using their loyalty to try and get people to come over to the new thing, the new company. We've seen it time and time again, and it's extremely dangerous in my opinion. So if you are somebody that is watching with the almost 400 people that are watching this live, and you're somebody that was in Modair, and you're somebody that is like, should I go to this? Should I do this? Should I do that? It's been alleged to me that Shackley has created bonuses for people coming over to Modair. I can't say anything about the other companies. I'm not really sure. However, if you're following someone into their next big move, ask them this. Did you get a bridge contract or a signing bonus to switch companies? Because I bet you won't get a straight answer. I bet that if you start asking questions like this, that you're going to get labeled as toxic or negative or a problem or, you know, anything, you're not aligned, whatever term that they're using. And here's what I have to say about bridge contracts. If they were really about their team, and when I say they, I mean these people that I'm talking about tonight, or any other MLMer that has received a bridge contract of some kind on any video that I have covered. If they were really about their team, they'd be transparent, like actually transparent though. They would share the fact that they received some sort of a contract. And I know some of these contracts, they have to also sign NDAs, which also adds another layer of shadiness. If you have to sign an NDA to get a bridge contract, and then you're claiming with your entire chest that you're transparent, no, you're not, you're a liar. And then maybe use that money to support your downline. So rather than you getting this cushy bridge contract and a set pay every single month while you make the transition, how about you buy the kits of the people that are in your downline with that money that you're not telling them that you're getting? Oh, they would never do that. They don't do that. They just cash it in and they tell their downline from the previous company, you know, hey, just trust me. This is going to be the biggest thing. This is a great thing. And that's how all of this works. And that is what I think about bridge contracts. If you guys in MLM that get bridge contracts, and you know who you are, because you probably have some feelings about me talking about it, just know I could be meaner. Okay. If you really were about your team, you wouldn't be accepting a bridge contract. You'd be in the trenches with them, as you guys like to say, but you're not. You're setting yourself up and then pitching, oh no, we're all one team. We're all starting over. No, you're not. You're bringing your team and your customers from the previous company. You're not, none of you are starting over. So stop it. It's wild, man. Yeah, it's definitely cheating. I agree. Yep. They sign an NDA. They can't say anything. It's the dirty little secret. Yep. And it's unethical. You're going to claim that you're transparent, but you have to sign an NDA to accept a bridge contract to lock in monthly pay while you transition, while you're asking your downline to buy a new starter pack or a new product pack or whatever to join a new company, and you're not disclosing that to them. That's wild. Oh my God. Thank you so much. I appreciate that.
Why you always lying?
That's for the MLMers. Thanks, Lift Panic. I appreciate you. Oh, man. Yeah, don't let any of the uplines, this is a great comment. Don't let any of the uplines con you into going over in the same order you left Modair with. First come, first serve. And John is doing that. And I'll show you guys here shortly. Can anybody see? Well, I guess I could pull it up on my phone. How many likes do we have on this video? On the stream. Yeah, and anyone with a bridge contract knows they are lying to their downline 100%. Could never be me. Imagine getting a bridge contract and let's say that you're getting, I don't know, 100K, 75 to 100K a month locked in for your bridge contract, and your team is starting over. They're having to buy a kit, and they're pitching to their old customers if they had any. They're pitching to their, 215. Awesome. Like the stream if you haven't already. So I will show you that video. I'm very excited about this. They're getting on their team training and they're talking about, we're starting over. I wouldn't want to build with anybody else. They're getting a set paycheck because of that bridge contract while expecting their downline to start over. Liars. Yeah, that's what I want to say about that. Yeah, 100K, some of them. I can't remember what Sarah Robbins allegedly got when she went over to Shackley from Rodan and Fields when they went affiliate. I can't remember. Allegedly, of course. Okay, now let's talk about Justin Prince. He posted this video, and it's titled "My Honest Reaction to Modair Closing." If you have to say it's your honest reaction, it makes me question if it's your honest reaction, because people that are being honest don't have to say, I'm telling the truth before they tell the truth. It's kind of weird. Let's watch it together. Let me pick the right format. Okay, there we go.
Company, and I came in as part of this small little team to put together like this North America transition team, because the business had a number of years of declining revenue, and we were kind of brought in as a little SWAT team. We were up on the 5th floor of this building, and I remember when he named it Modair, it was going to be either Modair or current with an A, so like a current, like in a river. And we ultimately decided on Modair, and it meant like the mode of your life and dare to dream and modern. We're like kind of creating the word, put the line over the O. I remember when we created the compensation plan, it was this whole idea of like how we're going to kind of change the way that people look at the compensation. I remember sitting in the room when we created the words social retail. I used to draw these arrows like this. I did like social shopping, like online shopping, and I did direct sales, and I had these arrows, and I'd do a big circle. Any of you that were with us in those early years, you remember this. I'd do this big circle, and I'm like, whatever this circle is, that's us, and that's what we're going to be, And I remember sitting in a room after traveling the entire week. I had these early 4 a.m., 3:30 a.m. wake-up calls. I was traveling all week doing these presentations, sitting in this room. It was on a Saturday. Instead of going home from the airport, I went right to the office, sitting there with kind of our little team on the company side. And I remember Bob Finnegan gets up and he goes, what if it's this? He writes down social retail. I was like, that's it, dude.
Wait, so did he come up with it, or did Bob Finnegan come up with it, Justin? Because you've just contradicted yourself in this 10-minute live stream of yours, or 10-minute video.
The story, like, well, that's what we're gonna run with. And I remember thinking we had $1 billion idea, and it wasn't $1 billion sales in general, just meaning like we kind of moved the.
I think that there's two different clips that I'm reacting to, and that's why that jumped there. I will be reacting to these things individually, and if you didn't start at the beginning of this live stream, everything that I'm showing you would have been 80 minutes of video for me to react to tonight, and my voice is not going to hold up to that. So there will be a lot of content coming out about this from my channel, from me on my channel in the next few weeks.
Model forward a little bit with kind of that social retail concept. And so if you plug into this and you're, wanting me to like, do the I told you so or spike the football,
Spike the football.
it's just not how I roll, man. It's not even how I process it. There's too many good people. Do you know what I'm saying? Even if there's differences behind the scenes, there's too many good people that are actually out there sharing the message to have like any like gloat or this isn't how I process it. So,
well, and also it wouldn't be good for the funnel that you're using or attempting to create to try and recruit people into Make Wellness, right, Justin? No, if you're gloating, people are going to be like, "Oh, no, thank you."
When I even though the exit was unceremonial, when it happened, I wish all those people well then too. I feel like there's two ways to build the tallest building in town. Do you know what I'm saying? Way number one is you can tear all the buildings down, and way number two is you can just go build the tallest building. And I didn't have any interest in tearing anybody down. I wanted them to continue to succeed. In fact,
No, you like to do that in private, right, Justin? Allegedly, in my opinion. You like to do things privately in like text messages or phone calls or things of that nature, right? Mm-hmm. Kind of like Sarah and Tony. They pitch one thing, and then behind the scenes, they're a little different.
I poured so
Allegedly.
much of my life into it. This is part of where some of the sadness comes in today. Poured so much of your life into it. It's like being on a sports team. It's like, that sports team is to collapse.
Now, the difference between a sports team and an MLM is those sports team players are getting paid a salary. MLMers are not. So it's a false equivalence fallacy. Not the same thing. And also, he's telling this story about himself. So are you one of these incredible athletes on this sports team, Justin? Or do you think that in your mind? Okay.
After you leave, you want it to like go win championships and be a great dynasty, And so that's part of the sadness, to see that that's now come to an end. But I'm focused on building the tallest building in town. I'm focused on the dreams and the future. I don't want to be one of those people that always.
Okay. Okay. Oh man. All right. So apparently he claims that he was somebody that helped build Modair from the ground up. His visceral, excuse me, let me enunciate properly, is being praised for being classy. But I hope you guys listened a little closer. He says, we created the term social retail. We had something special. I just want to build the tallest building in town. He says it not about tearing anyone down, but it absolutely is, in my opinion, about him elevating himself. Look at what a good guy I am. That's what this feels like to me. This, in my opinion, is not a farewell to Modair, not a tribute live or whatever. I think this is him spiking the football. I think that this is a funnel. I think this is him trying to answer to Modair closing to try and get the Modair people to come over to Make Wellness. And unfortunately, there are some people that have joined Make Wellness. April, at the beginning of this video, I'm talking to you. Yikes. Yeah, but so he was involved in starting Make Wellness. And fun little fact that I do have in the video description, according to Behind MLM, Oz is amazing, by the way. Please support that website. It's incredible. Website traffic is down when it comes to Make Wellness, over 50%. So you can see all the details on that in the video description, the link behindmlm.com. So yeah, this grateful reflection video that we're watching or that we watched, in my opinion, it's a soft sell to bring Modair reps to him into Make Wellness, because it sounds like he might need to be boosting momentum again. So I don't know. I actually have one more thing. I forgot to upload it. Give me just 1 second. But what did you guys think about that? Okay, this one is This one's kind of fun. And I can't play the music on it because I think it's got copyright music. This one's kind of fun. This is an older post from Wayne Johnson where he's flexing daily pay and all of this stuff. And I could be meaner. So let's watch it. What makes our, oh wait, hold on. You know what we need? You guys know what we need. Here it is. What makes our business different? Daily product. Ready to join us? Wayne, this is embarrassing. I'm embarrassed for you. I think I have a screenshot. That's my favorite, one of my favorites. Okay, let me see if I have this. I think I have a screenshot of the post. I thought I was prepared, you guys, but apparently I missed this. Okay, let's see. Here it is. This is his post, and we probably need to do this one here. What makes our business different and powerful? Daily pay, viral products, never-ending orders, ready to join us. And then he has all these hashtags. Journey with the Johnsons. Please. Oh, man. Obviously, okay, well, not obviously. Let me just say this reel was posted before the shutdown, but it's been getting a little bit more attention. It was sent to me. Shout out to the person that sent it to me because I find it hilarious. Daily pay, viral products, never-ending orders. And I just feel like this is a perfect example of you don't own your own business, because not only did this age terribly, but it aged like milk in 118-degree Vegas heat in the dead of summer. That's how this aged. Never-ending orders, they ended. Nobody can order. Daily pay, not if your commissions were frozen like they were on Friday, April 11th. This reel should have come with a warning label. This opportunity may expire faster than your collagen does. This is the vibe today. Oh, man. Anyways. Oops, I didn't mean to click on that. Okay, let me look at my notes here. Let's talk about MLM loyalty. What have we learned here? Watching these clips, watching what we see every day on social media from people in multi-level marketing companies when they're jumping to other companies, when a company closes, when a company goes affiliate. We watch MLM people and people in MLMs completely fall apart. But what I've noticed is that some of these leaders do it strategically. There seems to be a method behind it, if you will. And in my opinion, the top people knew something, but the field, the people that are in the downline get silenced. They get told things like, once I know more, I'll be able to share it with you, or, just hang tight and we're going to find the best home for us and the best opportunity, while that upline is shopping, in my opinion, for bridge contracts, gets locked in monthly pay while they expect their downline to start over. Why not set up your downline with bridge contracts? Why not share that money? Why not, do things of that nature? Oh, no. That's because the loyalty only flows up, like the money in multi-level marketing companies, because these people, in my opinion, usually have bridge deals. They had exit ramps. You got an email and a login error, and here we are. It's absolutely wild. So again, I know that I only showed these clips, but it's because I wanted to tell this story. I wanted to show you guys this. I wanted to talk about it. I wanted to cover a lot of information. And then I want to react to these fully, which is going to be coming. I actually need to download something because we have over 175. We have over 175 likes. And if you have not already liked the video, if you would, that would be amazing. We have a John Melton live stream from today that was sent my way. Now we see you rolling dirty and sneaky. Indeed we do, Terry. Indeed we do. This is a video from John Melton from today where he's talking about where they're going. I've not watched this in full. Shout out to the individuals that helped me grab this and do what we needed to do to get it. I appreciate you guys so much. You know who you are. And, you know, why don't we watch it together and see what he says? Of course, it's still downloading. So I'll check on that here in just a second. You can feel it in the air like a storm is coming. It makes me think of the sound effect from Mary Poppins. Winds to the east. That sound effect or that clip of that movie. That's what it makes me sound, or it makes me think of. Oh, yeah. I'm going to catch up on DC's member only live here shortly. I can't wait. If you're not a member of DC's channel, you should join. Pump and dump. Absolutely agree. Is now a good time to join? I wouldn't join any MLMs. I'll tell you that much. Okay, let me see if this is done. It finished downloading right before I went live, so bear with me. I try to be more prepared, but yeah, it's still downloading. Well, so what do you guys think of what we watched here? Do you guys think, I put a poll up on my YouTube channel. Do you think that the Modair top leaders knew? Do you think that they didn't know? Or do you think that they were surprised by the timing of it? Because this is my opinion. I think they were shocked by the timing of it. I think John Melton knew this was coming. I don't think John Melton knew it was coming on Friday, April 11th. And here's my theory on this. In Justin Prince's lawsuit against Modair, when he was terminated from Modair, there were screenshots of John saying, or from John saying, hey, is anybody else's sales down? Anybody else's checks down? Anybody else noticing this? And I think there's been a trend of not only top leaders leaving Modair over the last few years, but there's also been a decline in sales. And we've watched the leaderboards and how crazy that all got. So I think John knew it was coming. I think he was writing it out. And I think because anybody that claims to be an entrepreneur, a business owner, as John claims, if you see something dwindling, you're lining up your next thing. So do I think that John Melton knew it was going to happen on Friday, and these other people, on Friday, April 11th? No. However, they've been watching their checks dwindle. They've been watching top leaders leave. They've been trying to, in my opinion, and allegedly, bring over people to these positions that they have purchased from their downline, from the top leaders that were leaving, to entice people to come back. And John is probably going to say stuff like, well, we were just here and we were just there. They just had an event in India last month. I think it was their social retail live event, like a convention or something like that. But what I think happened is, and this is alleged, I've heard two things. One, I've heard that that Modair filed for bankruptcy, and I heard that Z Capital, which was the private equity company, pulled their funding. So if there's no funding, there's no company. So that's what I think. What do you guys think? They knew, but were shocked by the timing. You think the top people knew? Yeah, I think he knew. I think he just didn't know when. And if I did some research, and some of you are much smarter and much more detail oriented than I am, in some of his comments, John Melton said, hey, they owed me $160,000 from, Modair closing this past Friday. I wonder what his paycheck was 2 years ago. we could easily probably go back and look at some of the claims that he's made. And I bet there's a huge difference in his pay. Not only was it mentioned in the lawsuit paperwork that I was sent of the Justin Prince versus Modair lawsuit after they terminated him, but now we have this to compare it to. So it's interesting. So you mean to tell me that you had no idea this was coming, John? Please. I don't buy that for a second. Not for a second. And then we also add into the fact that he said less than a day and a half that I think it's time to start my new company. And there were claims, I believe by him, that allegedly he was saying we'll have products within the next week and we'll be posting commissions in the next month. So you mean to tell me, John, that you're starting a new MLM in a day and a half? And I know the connections that he's talking about. He's talking about Brian McMullen. He's talking about, what is the other guy's name? Why can I not remember his name? Hold on and I'll get it. Because I am drawing a blank when it comes to his name, but it is very important that I mention it. Hold, please. One moment. Brian McMullen. Hold on, people. Thank you guys again for being patient with me. Tim Housden, that's the name. I don't know why I couldn't think of that. I'm sure those two are the ones that are funding this whole thing. And I'm sure he's going to say, oh, these people have connections. Oh, these people have access to product. So probably white label products. And the thing that I find interesting, and this is just, obviously this part is just speculation on my part, is allegedly Modair was shopping, people at Modair, very specific people at Modair were shopping around for some white label products to roll out, probably because revenue was tanking. That would be my best guess. Not that long ago, within the last year or so. So if Brian McMullen and Tim Housden also are a part of Modair with John Melton, they have the advisory board and they have all these people that are behind the scenes. Justin Prince was a part of that. And it was made aware to certain people that they were shopping for white label products. It just makes me wonder if Tim and Brian are connected to those white label products that were being shopped around by people at Modair. So that being said, imagine the health claims that are going to come from all of this. Because one thing I know to be true is that the products really don't matter. Because if the products mattered, these people would have the scientific evidence to show that the products do what they say that they allegedly do, and they don't. So, yeah. All right, let me see. I wanted to mention all of that to you guys. Let me see if it's done now. I hope it is. And again, thanks for, it's almost done. Yeah, Tim Housden, thank you. I appreciate you. Thank you. Oh yeah, we're going to see all of that. John is starting a new MLM, and I'm about to show you. Also, this is a great point. Product development takes years. This lip color on you is beautiful. It would have to be white label to be released anytime within the next month. Yep. Rank up bankrupt. Okay, it's done. I know and have watched your videos about Trinant, but I'd like to see more about that company. I would love to react to that. I just need to find some content on it, and I have to go with, right now, this is like really, really important that we cover it. But yeah, if you have anything, send it my way. I would appreciate it. Let's see what John has to say. One moment. I don't know if we'll get through this whole thing. This is 43 minutes long, so.
Hi, guys. This is not a Money Monday I ever thought I would have.
No?
But, we were supposed to have an interview today and talk about duplication. Obviously, that got canceled as of Friday. And, yeah, I'm like excited to talk to all of you, but I also know this is kind of a weird, heavy conversation since Modere is out of business, obviously. And, I know there's gonna be a lot of replay viewers and people that are just like now hopping on. I'm actually really excited because I've been through this before. And not excited that the company went out of business, but I'm excited because I feel like I would have never started my own thing if I wasn't forced into this situation. And I'm sure we...
Exactly. Exactly, because you were writing out that check until the next opportunity presented itself. That's what everybody is saying. And here's the thing, not that I'm defending MLM. You guys know how I feel about MLM, but if John was like, hey, I've been thinking about starting my own thing and he resigned from Modair, I think that would be a little bit different than what this looks like. This looks like, oh my God, I'm going to start this new MLM and we're going to roll out products in the next week and run commissions in the next month. That looks like you've been planning this for a while, which, by the way, is the same thing that Justin Prince was accused of by Modair. And then months later, he started Make Wellness. We can go back to the date that the I can't think of what it's called. The documents that you file for when you start a business, not the LLC. Maybe it is the LLC. We can go back and see when that was changed. And it was, I believe, if I remember correctly, it was put in Justin Sarah's name.
We can all appreciate that. But I also found Modair 10 years ago because of a similar situation. I don't know how many of you know this. I think most of you probably heard this story, but back in 2013, we went to a company called Vima. We put 7,000 people in that company in 2 years. And 2 years in, the company got shut down by the Federal Trade Commission.
For being a pyramid scheme. That's important. This is an unfortunate pause that I do not apologize for, because I know some of you have paused faces that I have made.
As you can imagine, just like what Modair did Friday, we found out companies out of business. Now, this was the federal government shutting them down, but they basically fired people in all 50 countries. I mean, Vima had operations in 50 countries, 50, and people all over the world were fired. Obviously, products done, no more commissions, no nothing, just like that. And we went through hell. It was terrible. Now, a lot of you probably didn't know us. In fact, let me know in the comments, did you know Nadia and I back in 2015? I want to see who all is on here. And Facebook has this weird thing now, like it shows me 17 times that Marta's watching, and then it'll say 17 times Sarah. I can't see comments. Actually, so I had two phones. Because I'm sure there's some comments. We got 111 people on here. And obviously this is just in M Life Nation. This is just in the Modair group. Now, if there's people on here that aren't in Modair, whatever. I mean,
we have a whole channel in the Discord.
I'm sure we got some spies and haters, and I could literally care less. I mean, like,
you care enough to mention it, though. You care enough to mention that, don't you, John? You do care, because you're taking heat for what looks to be even more ethical or unethical, excuse me, in an already unethical situation.
I wish people weren't so mean.
Night,
I wish people weren't like that. I wish people weren't vultures. I know some of people get upset. They're like, all these vultures.
I wish people weren't mean. I could be meaner, John, if you really wanted me to be. But I'll bring facts. I'll back it up with facts.
Listen, I know people are opportunistic. And I will tell you what I've always told people. When you're reaching out to people that you don't know, trying to prospect them after their company went affiliate, went bankrupt, screwed everyone. It's just, you're not going to get a good response if you get a response, right? People get annoyed by that. The only people that are going to go from one company to another, they're going to go with people they know, like, and trust. We've talked about this for a very long time. Hopefully everyone is on the same page. And I know, if you're on our team, you already know we know this and believe this. And this is what we've always said. And I have so many alerts coming up on my phone right now. I literally cannot pull up the live, baby. Because I just took this off airplane mode. Oh, baby, can you open up? I'm trying to see comments. I want to say hi to people, but I can't see comments. Yeah, thank you. But anyway, so it's funny, you get people that are like, they knew this was coming. Yeah, and we were in Philadelphia at my daughter's volleyball tournament, knowing the whole world was going to get flipped upside down and we weren't going to get paid. Yeah, we knew it was coming. Anybody telling you that is such a nasty, bitter human to have that for them to honestly believe that we knew. After we were just in Prague.
Okay, so you were just in Prague, but let's talk about the last few years as you've been watching things decline. You may not have known, just like I said earlier, that it was going to end on April 11th, excuse me, but you knew this was coming.
and before that we were in Houston. Like, how does that make any sense, right?
Because you were trying to recruit people. You were trying to remember when Justin Prince in his video, and this isn't a compliment, Justin Prince, you know how I feel about you. I know you know. Remember when he was talking about the Zooms that he was on trying to come up with revenue generating ideas, essentially? What was that, 2023? Or was that 2024? I don't remember. But I do know that it was in the last few years. And so these top leaders have been well aware that this company is declining. And the top leaders that have left this company, Modair, are well aware that numbers were declining, both revenue and people's income. And I'm talking about the top leaders, the people at the top of the pyramids.
Like, how would that make any logical sense that we knew it was coming? We knew we weren't going to get paid. I mean, listen, I'm not trying to be braggadocious here, but I was going to earn $160,000 on Friday.
What was your paycheck 2 years ago, John? What was your paycheck a year ago? Hell, I'll take 6 months ago. What was your paycheck? Let's see the trend, because I bet the trend is down. If the trend is going down, then that is inevitable. That's what everybody is saying here.
And I did not get that. And yes, I'd like to sue them, of course. I don't even know if you can sue them. I actually have it now.
You cannot sue a bankruptcy.
You can't sue a bankruptcy, Chapter 7. So
they filed bankruptcy. Interesting.
yeah. And then we were also supposed to get our quarterly bonus of like $50,000 next week. So now listen, I know for some of you, you're like, John, well, you know, good for you. Listen, there's people that paid their bills with Modair checks. They pay their mortgage, their rent, they pay for their groceries.
The top leaders, a small percentage of people in that company. And how do we know that? Because of Modair's income disclosure statement. So is this really about the team, or is this about you, John?
These people didn't get paid. So anyone talking, okay, I'm going to start off with this because it triggers me, as you can tell. Anyone talking badly about Modair leaders, and they're not talking badly about Modair.
Hi, babe. I'm on a live. Did you just get home? I'll make dinner when I'm done, okay?
We can have that
Red beans and rice?
that we had last
Sorry,
night.
guys. That sounds fine.
Save some work.
Time, yeah. That's fine.
I'll put some rice on.
Okay, babe. All right.
Modair. You know what I'm saying? You ever seen?
Facts are not a tax, John. You seem to be really upset. And I get it. I understand. But anybody that's talking bad about Modair leaders, I would love for you to define what talking bad about Modair leaders is. Is it pointing out the manipulation? Is it pointing out the lying? You're mad about that? Good. Sit in it. Own it. I don't know what to tell you.
Friends? Baby. Oh, it's so funny. She's laughing. Anyway, does that make sense though, right? Like, we obviously didn't know. No one knew. But at the same time, when this happened before, within 24 hours, we were like, okay, what's next? We're not going to quit. We're not going to give up. We're not going to give up on our dream. And we found Modair. I point this out because when Vima got shut down, it was sad. It was depressing. We were shocked. But within 24 hours, we're like, okay, God, tell us what to do.
God does not want you to be in a multi-level marketing company. I don't care what any MLM rep tells you. They were not guided to take advantage of people's time, energy, and money for their own personal gain. Absolutely not.
And we ended up in Modair. And I say that to say this. I'm so grateful we found Modair. Even though I'm upset with Modair. I'm upset not with Modair. See, this is the thing. It's not Modair's fault. It's Z Capital. That's who owned us. And people did warn us for years, like, you know, private equity is bad, and, you know, they might do this and they might do that. But what are we supposed to do? Like, okay, they might do it, but they might not. Like, Nate made it sound like we would be in business for 30 more years. I don't even look. Here's the thing. I know Shane didn't know. Catherine, our new CRR, didn't.
Oh, there's an alarm going off.
SRC
Sorry.
in India last weekend. Margie was there. Guys, do you understand Margie was in Modair since 1989?
How is that relevant? The company closed. You're spiking the football here, John.
Legacy company, the original company. I mean, imagine how she felt. And she was literally like flying from Bangladesh back to the States while this was going on. Can you even imagine? Can you imagine finding out while you're in the air on a long flight. Anyway, it's a crazy deal. But all night Friday, we're hearing from every CEO. All these people are pitching us, and I just didn't see anything I was excited about. Nothing. And that's no offense. I'm not trying to look. If some of you are going to go join other companies, more power to you. I wish you well. I hope you find something you love, like you'd love to Modair. You know, Michelle Barnes said something on the Elite Zoom last night because we wanted to talk to elites first. I hope you guys respect that. We wanted to talk to elites first because those are our elite leaders. Some of them have been with me from the very beginning, like Casey and Kylie and Ian Lenhart and, you know, some of these guys.
Exactly. Thank you for being a member, Milan, for 9 months. Well, John gets it together here, which is fine. I get it. What's the incentive for downlines following uplines to a new MLM? See, that's just the thing. There isn't an incentive for the downline, only an incentive for the upline. And the reason that why don't downlines just move and start fresh for themselves? They might make money because they are trusting individuals like John, and they shouldn't. And I'm not saying John has a bridge contract because he's starting a new MLM, but many of these leaders that go to a new company, like let's take, for example, Sarah Robbins allegedly got a big bridge contract from Shackley when Rodan and Fields. And again, I'm going to say allegedly. Do you think she disclosed that to her team? No. It's wild. He's not good. He's crying.
So, baby, can you like talk in the background or something?
You're making me cry. It's been.
So anyway, it's been 10 years, and we always thought about how cool it would be to start our own company, right? I've said that over the years, but then I'm like, why would I ever want to work that hard? Why would I ever?
I'm like, baby, that's crazy. Stop your nonsense.
Baby, control your ambition. Like, why would we ever do such a thing? And, you know, at the end of the day, we're hearing from all these companies, and, like, some of them are really sharp CEOs. But, guys, here's the thing. The CEO or the owner or whatever, like, I don't know those people. I don't know them. I don't know them. Oh, I'll introduce you to this person and this person. We'll give you an override on our whole company. We'll give you equity. I had a company offer me a $200,000 bridge, and they're a $100 million company. We'll give you an override on the whole company. I'm like, wow, that's actually, I can make more money I ever made in my life. But how is that good for all of you? How is that good for the team I'm going to build? I just wasn't feeling it. I'm like, there's something wrong. It's just, this is wrong. I'm like, I was considering being like, you know what, maybe, didn't I say it, babe? I was like, maybe we should just be a consultant coach. Like, maybe we should just, you know, hang it up. But I'm like, I like never cry like this. This is just embarrassing.
There's nothing wrong with crying. There's nothing wrong with feeling emotions. It's part of the human experience.
But I'm like, you know, let me sleep. Because I couldn't sleep, right? But I slept for like 3 hours. And Tim Housen couldn't sleep. And Brian McMullen. So you guys don't know Tim and Brian. Brian is one of the most interesting humans I've ever met in network marketing. He's worth like 100 million. He like has equity in companies.
I mean, he's interesting. I'll say that.
He'll, so let's say there's like, I'll give you an example. So you want to know how we ended up in Modair? Vima gets shut down the FTC. I call BK the founder of Vima, the owner of Vima, who made mistakes. He made mistakes, and that's why they got shut down. Again, like, I want to be in control this time. I don't want to be in a situation where some other man, some other group of investors decides my fate and my team's fate. I worked way too hard. You guys know what I put into this. I know what a lot of you put into this. So with that being said, I can't read comments right now, by the way. If I read these comments, I'm going to get, I won't be able to talk. So I hit up BK. I said, hey, BK. And my company before that sued me, by the way. They tried to ruin my life because I just left and went somewhere else. And I had a lot of influence back then. How much influence do you think I have now? They had to sue me because they couldn't stop me. This other company.
Wild that Modair sued Marina and Amber DeLoof and Bryn Lang. I don't know if you've seen Marina's stories today, but it's quite fascinating, and I believe DC might be covering that.
And I get, Vima lawsuit settles, they get shut down. They get shut down literally like a week later. They get shut down right after the lawsuit settles. And I hit up BK. I said, BK, what do we do? Where do we go? BK goes, you know what? I can't even talk to you. I have 6 kids under 6. I can't even access my bank accounts to buy my kids food. That's our federal government, by the way. Shuts down Vima just like that. No.
They shut down Vima for being a pyramid scheme. What do you mean that's our government? What? John, that's almost as bad as some of the people in Prove It wearing the Prove It Patriot shirts. Ew.
Warning, no nothing. So I'm like, what do we do? He goes, I can't talk to you. Talk to Brian McMullen. He goes, Brian's the only person I know in 20 years that if he says he's going to do something, he does it. He's the most generous person. And anyway, so I hit up Brian. I'm like, what are we doing? He goes, we're going to go to Modair. I'm like, I've never heard of Modair. He's like, let me introduce you to Tim Houston. I don't know Tim, but I meet Tim and I'm like, wow, Tim sounds cool, but it's like, what is this? So we fly out to Modair. I was blown away. I joined Modair, dual-sided comp plan. I was so excited. I'm like, this is an opportunity where my people can win without recruiting, without team building. I was pumped. And of course, within 16 months, you guys know the story. Within 16 months, we're making over $100,000 a month. And we got people making money like they've never made before. Not because it's a giant pyramid scheme, but because they're selling products they believe in. They're selling collagen and trim and lean body and all these things. We got ATM.
John, how much of that $160,000 that you said you were owed before Modair shut down was from team commissions, and how much of that was from customer commissions? I think we all know the answer to that.
We shook the whole industry. Any company that's had momentum, people that have worked with me, not to be cocky, and I don't care if it's cocky, the people that have worked with me over the years or have followed my trainings. I had a guy from Isogenics hit me up. He goes, bro, we're rooting for you. If I wasn't in Isogenics, I would join you in a heartbeat. He goes, because of you, our business is better than ever because you taught us ATM. I don't even know.
Except it's not a business. And we know that because here we are after Modair shut down while he's on this rant. Also, I would like to send this message right now, what I'm about to say, to Amber DeLoof. Post the clips of him claiming to be the network marketing king. Please and thank you. If you want to. I would love to see that. I would love to see it. There's apparently video clips or voice message clips of him claiming to be the king of network marketing or something like that. But he's not arrogant, guys.
Know this guy, and he's a top earner. Modair rocked the entire industry with dual-sided comp plan, a customer-centric model, with the way we, create curiosity, brand yourself. Nobody was doing that. Nobody. Not even Modair. When I came to Modair, they weren't doing it. And we created something so special with all of you amazing ass leaders. And to be truthful, I thought Modair was, I thought it was home. I thought this was it forever. I thought we would be in business forever. And then all this weird stuff started happening, right? People are getting, fired and lawsuits and then more lawsuits. And, our CEO is now a CEO of a different company. I'm like, dude, you know what? But I'm like, hey, what am I going to do? Just going to quit because maybe they're in trouble? And we finally got back.
I don't buy that. John, you knew Modair was in trouble. What do you mean? Because maybe they were in trouble? You knew that. Are you kidding me? You had no access to Modair's secret meetings about their financials. You weren't watching the trends on your check. You weren't watching the volume trends decline. Be so for real right now. I can't even. Aunt Mel, thank you so much. Immaculate Pause Award for Erin tonight. I appreciate you so much. And I feel like, what sound effect do I want to play? You know what I mean? That's how I feel about this. Thank you so much.
And in March, last month, we had the biggest recruiting month since June of 2023. Think about that. Biggest recruiting month since June of 2023. It's like, hell yeah, we're back, baby. We got Whitney Carry-On's back. And
Did she take a position? Did she take a position that somebody bought when a top leader left and put that person in that position? Huh?
Jay and Kim McKeevel, who were here and left, they were Platinum Black 3 Elites. They came and joined our team. Amy Smith at the Hightower. She had like the biggest pod in the industry. She came
Amy
back.
Smith Hightower, who used to be a member. I don't know if she still is. Rejoining Modair. Now that's interesting because my inbox, she's got a lot to say about other MLM companies. Interesting, Amy Smith Hightower. Very interesting.
Oh, Shiloh came back. Yesenia Hernandez. These are
Shiloh. Okay. Shiloh allegedly was given a position that was purchased or bought out when a top leader left. And allegedly Shiloh was put into that position and became an elite, whatever. Allegedly, of course. 10 months. Griff Shepard Daly. I hope I said that last name right. Thank you for being a member. I appreciate you so much.
former elite leaders. They could go anywhere, sell anything, build anything. They could blow it up anywhere they want. They came back here. Why? Because they're like, that sucks. This isn't as good. That's not as good. This company's not. Nobody had what we had. And it wasn't just the products. The products are definitely a big piece. And I know you guys need great products. We're going to launch our own company. I hope you love the products. And you might say, what are the products? I haven't even tried them. Now, what I'm hearing, it's peptides. But here's the thing.
Let me guess. Peptides, a weight loss product. I'm sure there's going to be like a protein powder and electrolytes. Right? Come on.
It's not just peptides. It's the doctor that is the doctor for Mel Gibson, for RFK. We have exclusivity to a lab. Now,
John, I don't think that's the flex that you want it to be. In fact, I know that that's not the flex that you want it to be. This is so embarrassing. I am surprised reacting to this. I have not watched this because I didn't have time to watch it because it's been so nuts. So I'm reacting to this live as you guys are. The doctor, did he say the doctor of Mel Gibson? Is that what he just said with his entire chest? Like it was a flex? Okay.
you're going to say, how could you already have a product? Great question. I was hoping you would ask. Before Vima, not before Modair, before Vima, I was in a company called ACN. And I was starting to use social media because I thought social media might be a good place to meet some humans, even though my upline bashed it. You know, people wasting their time on Facebook. Remember that, baby? Yeah. You know exactly who I'm talking about. Anyway, most narcissistic a-hole. Anywho. But he also
What you're thinking? Same.
was my mentor. So it's like we had this love-hate relationship. He called me a clown one time because I did a meeting at a restaurant with 200 people with professional NFL football. Anyway, the bottom line is I decided to use social media, start meeting people. And I met this guy, Josh Zweigel, a kid, a child. Literally, he was like 21. I'm like 31, right? He's a kid and he's making 50 G's a month at 21. He's got this international team and making all this money. And I'm like, this kid is really unusual. He's so smart. Like, what is this kid? Like, he's got all these ideas and eventually we get to know each other really well. We're like coming up with all these ideas for businesses. Like, he's blowing my mind. And he's like, we should create this capture page company. We should create capture pages for other MLMs and a funnel system. And he's like the first internet marketer I ever met. And dude, the kid's just like a genius. He's a wizard, right? And he leaves his company. I leave my company. I go to Vima. I actually recruited him in Vima for a second. But again, we ended up under another narcissist. And he'd schedule calls with Josh and not show up to the calls. And anyway, Josh is like, bro, I'm not doing this. This guy sucks. He's like, I'm going to go start my own company. You should do it with me. 50-50. Company called My Daily Choice. And I'm like, I can't do it. Bro, I'm not like, you're 23. Like, I'm not into it. I'm not feeling it. Like, and then Vima gets shut down. And he's blowing me up. He's like, bro, get over here. Come build. And I'm like, I put 50 people in. They didn't do anything. Like, I'm not feeling it. Like, I want to stay loyal to BK. And I'm like loyal to a fault sometimes, right? But I'm like loyal to BK. BK says, and I go to Modair. And he's like, you should start your own deal. For 10 years, he's been telling me, start your own deal. I'm like, I can't. First of all, I love Modair. I can never build something, you know, I couldn't put something together quick enough to be better than Modair. It would take forever to do that. I'm like, there's no way. And then 6 months ago, Josh meets Brian McMullen, my enroller, the guy that got me into Modair. They somehow meet each other, become friends. They start investing in businesses together. Two of the smartest people you ever meet. Now, you go to Brian's wall, you're like, he doesn't even post on social media. I know. Tim's wall, Tim's just family. Like, these guys are some of the most successful networkers in the world, and they've forgotten more about network marketing than most of us have ever learned. And I'm not just talking about like,
I wonder if they're so successful because they have multiple positions in multiple companies, allegedly. And I'm talking about Brian McMullen specifically. I wonder if that's why he's so successful, is because he just has positions in all these companies and recruits people and carries on with his life. Now that could be, I don't know.
how to build a team and build rapport. I'm talking about the back end, software, technology, launching products, international licensing, shipping, like things you couldn't even imagine. Imagine having shareable carts, abandoned carts. Imagine capturing leads, funnels, tech, launching digital products, launching any product. You can go, hey, Josh, here's a product I want to sell. They can literally take that product, figure out the ingredients and figure out how it was, formulated, reverse engineer it, create our own version of anything we want. And that's on top of the peptides. That's on top of Brian's connections, resources. And look, these guys, they don't need money. They just love the game. They love building companies. They'll be behind the scenes. The front scenes, you're going to have people like me and Nadia. You're going to have the Zelekis, Margie Alaprandi. You're going to have Michelle Barnes, the Teagues. You're going to have the people that built Modair. We're going to start something new. Now, you might say, John, what's the product? What's the company name? What's the comp plan? What's this? What's that? Guys, we just made this decision on Saturday. But how do we have products already? First of all, we don't already have products. We have products, but like, we're not.
Didn't he say somewhere allegedly that they would have products in a week? Pretty sure he said that somewhere, allegedly. Products in a week, and we'll run commissions in a month. But now we don't have products yet. Okay.
Not like, hey, and we're going to start shipping them and selling them. Josh and Brian were already doing things together. They were already creating plans and building businesses and launching products. And then this happened, and it's just one of those things. It's a God wink. It makes,
except it's not. Because God, in my opinion, does not like multi-level marketing because it causes people so much pain, financial pain, emotional pain, the manipulation people have to deal with, the secret deals that are not transparent, all of that. No, God, I don't believe for 1 second that God guides people to an MLM company. I think that these top leaders weaponize spirituality, Christianity, religion in order to try and pitch that to people with the same beliefs to get them to say, you know what? You're right. You're right. God is telling me to go to this MLM. It's gross.
Sometimes things happen to you, but really they happen for you. And I really believe this is a blessing.
I can think of a handful right off the bat, a handful of examples where things happened to bad people and it's not happening for them. It happened to them. I hate that phrase.
This guy's just like when Vima was shut down. And even though I hate that this happened and I feel bad, would we all agree that if in a year from now we're better off and we have a better comp plan, like imagine the Modair comp plan, but we fix all the holes and it's more lucrative and there's more money in the comp plan.
The holes, huh? You mean like the loopholes? You mean like the loopholes that, okay.
Because we have less overhead, because Josh is like, he's got like, the stuff is in the cloud and we're not going to have like all this like overhead and expense like traditional business. And it's a company created by social marketers for social marketers, right? And look, I know some of you could probably ask questions like, how does it compare? I don't want to talk about other companies. I don't want to talk bad about other companies. I don't want to talk bad about other products. I'm not interested in that. That's not the game I play. Now, do I think Modair has the best comp plan? I actually do. There are people out there that are like, no, but this comp plan pays more on customers. Yeah, but they have a crappy back end. Well, this company pays more on customers. Yeah, but they don't pay out money to the leaders that are building the freaking company. Well, this company pays out, I can make $100,000 a month on million points. Cool. How much do your sellers make? And you get these companies like, we have a 25-to-1 customer to rep ratio. Oh, really? Let me see the leaderboards. And their leaderboards, it's like,
per customer, it's like $60, which by the way, in the beginning, we might be like that too, right? I'm just saying Modair really was special. I had a girl hit me up last week. She goes, if you were going to start all over right now, would you do Modair? I go, that's a good question. If I was me, I might not, but if I was you, I would. Like a normal person, I still felt like Modair was the company. I mean, guys, I recruited 3 people.
You're trying to say that you're not a normal person, John? That's weird.
Last week. Like one of them got their ultimate kit and was about to do their unboxing on Friday. Now, luckily, none of them are mad at me, or at least they don't seem to be mad. But I'm like, hey, I had no idea. I'm like, charge back your credit card. Maybe you'll get your money back.
You had no idea. And I'm going to say this many times, and I've probably said it many times already throughout the stream. He may not have known that it was coming on April 11th, this past Friday, but he knew it was coming because of the decline.
But our goal is to come out with clean ingredient products, science-backed, not all the artificial.
Science-backed is a marketing term. That means nothing.
Crap. You know, like we're going to do our best. No seed oils. Like we want to do our best to come up with them. Now, I can't sit here and say like we're going to have, I don't like when people say, oh, we're going to have liquid collagen, but better. Hopefully. I mean, I'm being told this copper peptide is 10 times better than collagen, but I haven't tried it. I'm not going to give you hype. I'm not here to build the biggest,
because the products don't matter, John. We know that.
Fastest growing company. I hate that. I just want to build it right. It might be a slow start. It might be a fast start. It might go like this, pop and then drop and then pop again. And I can't predict the future. I've never owned my own company. You know what's funny? I had this lady, she tags me, nasty lady. She's like, you know, John Melton, blah, 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 blah. I don't even, God complex, all these things. I'm like, okay. She says, why do you have to go to another startup, another binary? You're just going to drag people into da-da-da-da. I'm like, you have no idea who I am. I've been talking badly about binaries since I was in one. I was in a binary. Vimo was a binary. And I've been talking badly about it ever since. I don't like binaries. You show me a company, as soon as you tell me it's a binary, I don't care about, it's a hybrid binary. Not interested. My personal opinion, it just creates a really toxic situation because when someone finds out they're on the inside leg, no spillover, and they're hearing about everybody else get spillover, they go, this person only has to build 33% of their business, and I have to build 100% of my business. And it's not a customer-centric model. They're typically two, they get two. I'm just not a fan. So this lady's accusing me of doing a binary. I'm like, I wanted to say, hey, dummy, I don't like binaries either. And she also accused me of doing startups. I'm like, I've never done a startup. I've been making fun of startups for years. The difference is this isn't really a startup in the sense that most startups can't ship all over the world. Most startups don't already have a manufacturer. Most startups don't already have the vendors. Most startups don't have unlimited money. Most startups don't already have the technology. How many of us would be excited about instant pay? Have you heard of daily pay? How about instant pay? How about you're in Canada and you sign up a customer in the UK or the US, instant pay? How about you go, well, can we open up India? Well, probably not right away with product, but what if we had a digital product? And then we got it up to like 400, 500,000 a month. And then we invested in a digital product because now we have the foundation. These are the things Josh is talking about. Literally.
A digital product? What in the MRR is happening here? God.
Josh has a list of 15 things. We need company name, domain, we need comp plan, we need this, a pre-enrollment, we need enrollment, we need packs, we need packaging, branding, marketing, we need to create the funnels, we need to create the product offering. What are our top priorities? What are you guys most excited about? Let's do a Zoom tomorrow. There's 15 things. Brian goes, I'll handle 1 through 5. Josh goes, I'll handle 6 through 15. And I go, I'll handle the rest.
Because there's nothing left out of the 15 things. Brian and okay.
There was nothing left to
Yeah,
handle. You
we
understand?
got
So
that.
I get to do what I do best. Tony and Sarah get to do what they do best. Margie, Michelle, the Teagues, we get to do what we do best. Now listen, there's going to be a lot of people talking smack. If you don't hear it from me, it ain't true. I saw Kayla say that. If it don't come from the horse, I ain't listening. And I know some of you are like, John, how come some people know what's going on, some people don't? Because some people have been harassing me. Some of y'all have been harassing me, and I can't ignore you after 9 messages. And by the way, I am not purposely ignoring anybody. If I showed you...
But his phone was on airplane mode earlier, which is fine, but just be honest.
If I showed you my inbox, I just want you to imagine every single network marketing leader, owner, CEO in my inbox, in the industry, companies I've never heard of, people I've never heard of, trying to recruit me on Friday. Saturday, half of those people are still trying to get in touch with me. And this is sprinkled in with all your messages and everybody else. And then imagine the rest of the industry wants to know where we're going because they might be interested. And have you seen me try to pitch anybody? I might never need to use a follow-up book again because I can't even keep up. Does that make sense?
What do you mean? Does it make sense?
I guess my point is this. When we launch, hopefully it's very soon. This isn't going to take 6 to 12 months. The goal is to like launch within a month or two. But we want to pre-enroll first. We want to get people. My point is I wanted to talk to all of you first. I wanted to talk to the elites last night. And then I wanted to talk to all of you now. And I know we got some people in here that are going to be like reporting back to their upline because they're not really supposed to be in this group, but they are and they're watching. And look, guys, you just can't care. Listen, by the way, do me a favor. If someone's talking smack about me, I don't need to see the screenshot. I don't care.
That's fair.
I honestly don't need to know. I don't even because the problem is I'm going to argue with them. Nadia goes, baby, you do not need to, what did you say last night? Baby, you don't need to prove yourself. Like the fact that people think we knew tells me everything I need to know about that person. They don't.
Oh, not deflection much? You mean to tell me that in the last few years, as numbers were declining, as you were admitting in private group chats that were listed in the evidence, if you will, of the lawsuit that Justin Prince filed against Modair saying numbers were down, you mean to tell me you didn't know this was coming? I don't believe it for a second. Is this play about us? Oh, man.
They have no idea who I am. They have no idea who the
I
Modair
know.
leaders are. If they think Modair leaders knew, if they're going to take shots at Modair leaders,
Facts are not attacks, John.
more than Modair, the company and the owners who didn't pay all of us, how many of you were supposed to get a check on Friday? Let me know in the comments. Exactly, Evelyn. Who gives a crappy? I love that.
Okay.
So don't send me the screenshots. Don't engage. If you really want to engage, that's up to you. But like, just don't share it with me because I get triggered. Because I want to be like, especially when they talk bad about like, you know, leaders of Modair or they talk badly about any of you. Like then I really.
Yeah, because it's if somebody mentions something to your downline and it causes your downline, John, to critically think and they end up leaving, why would he get so riled up about that? Oh, because that could potentially impact his paycheck. It's like he's trying to do this mama bear kind of thing. No. It has nothing to do with that. It has everything to do, in my opinion, with you're messing with his paycheck.
Really want to get into it. It's like this one post, oh, so gross, so vile. I go, I'm gross and vile? Why not Modair, right? It's hilarious, but this is just.
Two things can be true at once. What you're doing here can be unethical, and we can also say that Modair was unethical. See how that works? Very simple. It's not either or, it's and.
It's the world we live in. So with that being said, it is free advertising. So the more these other haters are out there talking badly about the Modair leaders starting their own thing, and it's not just that, they're also talking badly about people that went to this company and that company. And look, if you have personal questions about why didn't you go here, why you didn't go there, you can message me. But again, I want to go back to the foundation of this decision.
This is wild.
And I kind of skipped past the part where I got convinced to do this. And once I was convinced, I was very convinced. But the people that own these companies, I don't know them. So it doesn't matter if you say, let me introduce you to this person. I don't know them. Just meeting someone, like how many of you meet someone, you don't know them though. You wouldn't trust them with your children. Well, guess what? All of you are my children. You're my team. I don't trust anyone I don't know. Josh, I've known for over a decade.
I'm sorry. Did he just call his downline his children? People that are supposed to be business owners, his children? That's weird. That's weird.
Know him, and he has wanted to work with me for over a decade since we owned the My Duplication Academy capture page funnel system before anybody was doing that, by the way. So that's where my internet marketing experience goes all the way back then. And then
keep spiking that football, John. Keep talking about that one play when I played football in high school. Keep spiking the football. Yeah.
Brian and Tim have been my enroller and got me into Modair. In fact, if it wasn't for Tim, we wouldn't own our 2 beautiful properties in Destin. Right? I love him and his wife, Ksenia. I know him. I know his children. I know Brian. Brian lives in Spain. I mean, this guy is an absolute baller. And they play a different game. They don't need money. They want to build something that all of you can be proud to represent. And they have so many incredible plans and ideas.
If you talk to Brian McMullen and Tim Housen, you should ask them how many positions they have and in what companies.
And when people say, how'd you come up with it so quick? I mean, listen, it doesn't take that much time to decide to start your own company when you decide that every other company is not a good fit for you and what you want to build. And again, I can tell you nitty gritty details about compensation or products or things that I just don't really align with. But the biggest thing is, again, every company is owned by someone I don't know. Now I can be in a company where I know the people writing the check. I know the people that are making the decisions. They are personal friends. And I'm involved in that. And the Zelekis are involved, and Margie, and Michelle. And look, I know some of you are going, what's the structure? What's the comp plan? It'll be Modair 2.0 comp plan, but better.
Oh my God.
Structure. I encourage people just to keep the structure, but I also can't tell people where they go in the tree and who they join. Look, let's not jump ahead of it. When you say, I need products, I need this, I need pricing, just please give us some time. If you listen, by the way, if you're in a hurry, or you've already joined something else, more power to you. We're not going to tell you what you can and can't do. This ain't Modair. We ain't got there ain't no rules or compliance just yet. Now Josh does have that when we need legal, when we need.
As if you held yourself to the rules and regulations in Modair, John. I could show you that you didn't by the multiple positions that you had per Modair's leaderboard. This is weird.
Clients we need. Josh has all of that. That's what I'm trying to tell you. You're like, where's the manufacturing plant? Josh he's got everything. He's got warehouses all over the world. I'm telling you, people are like, what about Canada? He says we can open up Canada right away. Now, he did say like products will be NFR. Like just, again, if you need to make money, go do what you got to do. Ain't nobody stopping you. Nobody's stopping you. We're not going to tell you can't do other things. We're not going to tell you what you.
Because you can't.
You do what's best for you, but please do me a favor. Don't just join a company to make money. If you need to make money, find a product you believe in because you don't want to ruin your reputation. You don't want to F up your brand. You understand? Excuse my French, but I did say F. I don't say the real word. I don't want you to lose your credibility, right? I don't want you to lose what you've built. Some of you have gotten very good. Some of you are beasts. Now, let's be honest. That's because of Modair. We have never recruited an influencer. Do you realize that?
No, you didn't have to recruit an influencer, John, because you just brought leaders in through a bridge contract from other MLM companies, and they brought their teams, allegedly, right? Actually, I feel like anybody that's been around John knows that.
We have never recruited an influencer. Now, you might say, John, what do you mean? There's so many influencers in Modair. Yeah, they were created because of the training. Because they learned how to market and sell and brand and value, capture page, freebies, build a list. How many of you learned how to be a marketer because of us?
Oh my God.
Or you might say, well, it wasn't just you, John. What about your beautiful wife, Nadia? That's true. When we came to Modair, everybody had Modair or whatever MLM they were in plastered all over their social media. We're like, yo, we're going to do things differently. We're going to do attraction marketing. We're going to teach people multiple income streams. I talked to Rena yesterday for over an hour. She's like, thank God I have my coaching business. She made 6 figures with Modair last year, but she has a coaching business. So this didn't put her at, she's not in a dire situation because she has Jen Cooper, same thing. Tanya Eliza, unfortunately, Tanya is retiring from network marketing, but she's been making money with Modair for 7 years. Julie Berg. These people have been with me for a very long time. They've always had multiple income streams. They've all built brands. Stacy Hall, Nicole Domeray. I know I'm going to start forgetting names. Michelle Churchill. I mean, we're in the middle of our rank up, bank up boot camp, which we're not canceling, by the way. We'll still be doing our Thursday trainings. Look what Ashley Dawes and Kayla Betts and some of these rock stars have done. And most of them, as far as I know, we're all sticking together. We're all going to launch together. But if someone's like, I got to make money, I can't wait, you don't know enough, I need to know now. I'm sorry, it doesn't work like that. Now, we do have every day, there's going to be updates. Every day, there's going to be more. But like, if you're like, John, I think I'm going to go do something else. I'm going to leave this group. You can leave. You don't have to stay plugged in. I'm just sharing with you from the heart what happened, how this all came about, and how excited we are. I mean, listen, all I know is we're going to be a problem in the most positive way for everybody else. For the last 10 years, if you were to say,
Remember at the beginning of this when he said that he doesn't want to recruit everybody, but now he's like, we're going to be a problem. Okay.
what was your biggest competitor the last 10 years? Whatever the hot company was at that time, whatever the new shiny penny was at that time. Now, we were a shiny penny for about 4 or 5 years. Modair really was. We went on an epic run. Like Eric Ward was like, you guys went on a run like I've never seen. He goes, you still have the best model out there. Well, imagine if we could just take that model, make it better, and do it ourselves, and do it right, and do it with deep. For the last 10 years, if you were to say, what was your biggest competitor the last 10 years? Whatever the hot company.
The reason that jumped, these were multiple clips that were pieced together. So just FYI.
Was at that time. Whatever the new shiny penny was at that time. Now, we were a shiny penny for about 4 or 5 years. Modair really was. We went on an epic run. Like Eric Ward was like, you guys went on a run like I've never seen. He goes, you still have the best model out there. Well, imagine if we could just take that model, make it better, and do it ourselves, and do it right, and do it with deep pockets, tons of resources, with some of the best, most genius back-end and front-end marketers and leaders in the world, all of us coming together. That's what we're going to try to do. I can't make any promises. I don't know how quickly it'll happen, but the goal is to do it as quickly as possible because we know you need to make money. We know you want to promote a brand you believe in. We know you want a product that's unique. We know all of this. Does anyone have questions?
This is so weird.
Baby, anything else I should mention? That's right, Melissa. Time to build a list. I've only known for a few weeks, John. I've never had this kind of support in all my 15 years in the industry. Excited to do this with you guys. Oh, yes, it was insane for about 4 years.
Oh, that's cute, Katie.
That's right. That's right. Walking with you, not going anywhere. What's up, Emily? Bethany, I appreciate that. Yes, with integrity. We want to do our best to do this. Like, we're creating this for our Modair people first. I don't care about the rest of the industry. The rest of the industry is going to hear about it many.
John, if you didn't care about the rest of the industry, you wouldn't have said, oh, we're going to be a problem. The contradictions in what he is saying are absolutely wild to me.
Many people from outside of Modair will join our new company that would have never. I just had a phone call right before this. The guy's like, listen, I've always told you I wanted to work with you, but I would never go to a company that's owned by private equity. But he goes, with you guys doing it, he's like, he knows all of us. He's like, I want to build. I want to do something. That was the call I just got before this. The guy's a total stud. That's just like one example of countless others. But again, those people are all secondary to you. My team is the only reason. So this is how it happened. Brian and Tim, the geniuses that they are, Tim couldn't sleep. He gets on the phone with Brian, who's in Spain, but it's 3:30 Tim's time. He couldn't sleep. So he calls Brian, and they map out for hours in the middle of the night what they're going to do. And they're like, we just got to get John and Nadia on board. We got to get John and Nadia in. And then we can get Tony and Sarah and Margie and Michelle and the Teagues. And then, whoever comes. But and at first I was like, guys, I'm not doing that. I even tried to talk to some people where I try to so what do you got? We have this idea, and they're like, and they were real quiet. I'm like, yeah, I don't know how to sell this yet. But then we get Josh involved and Brian involved. And the more they hear, the more they're like, all right, so what's the deal? How's the tree going to look? I'll keep the tree the way it is. Zelekis, Margie, Brian, Tim, Michelle Barnes, they've been my upline this entire time. Let's just keep it that way. Let's all work this thing together. Anyway, so it doesn't really matter what the tree is, but I'm like.
But it kind of does, because where you're at in the tree, in the pyramid shape, if you will, kind of matters. Because if you're at the top and everybody below you, you're making the most money. So contrary to what he's saying here, it actually does matter. What he's trying to do here, in my opinion, is prevent people from saying, well, I signed up with so-and-so in Modair, but I want to sign up direct to you in this new company. He's trying to prevent that. You can't prevent that. People are going to do what they want to do.
If we could keep it intact, that would be pretty cool. It'd be better, I think. And we're all doing this together. So it's going to be cool. Now tonight, write this down, 8 p.m. Eastern. 8 p.m. Eastern, we're going to have Brian. We're going to have Josh. You're going to hear from some of the other leaders. I just wanted you guys to hear from me. I wanted you to hear from me today. And if you make tonight, great. I know some of you are another time zones or whatever. I'm sure we'll record it. It's just so tough because like, I know everybody's like, let's go build, let's go promote. And I get that, but I also, again, I want to do this right. I don't want to rush into this. So if you need to make money, I already told you what you got to do. If you can be patient and just give us a few days, and then maybe after that, I'll tell you a few weeks, and maybe it'll be a month. I'll let you know when I know, and I'm certain there will be more information. And that could happen very, 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 very soon. Does that make sense? Did I miss some questions? Can you guys believe I cried in this video? Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Woke up this morning with the notice Modair had withdrawn $49.90. Glenda, that is literally unbelievable that they still took $50 out. And guys, I'm sorry. I'm sorry this happened. It's despicable.
I do agree with him there. What he's talking about is Modair has been trying to run very, very old social marketer accounts and running their old, often expired cards and things of that nature, their distributor fees, which I believe are $49. I think that's what he said. And they're still, that was still processing. This video was from today, I believe. So this person is commenting on this video that this just happened. I don't know how that could be happening if Modair is no longer and they're filing Chapter 7 bankruptcy, according to John. But if it were me, I would be filing a chargeback with my bank.
I mean, you know what I said to someone this morning? It would have actually been better if they went affiliate. Like, why couldn't they just have like a big company buy us? Why just shut it down?
As if you would stay if it went affiliate, John. Be so for real right now. You would not stay with Modair if they went affiliate, because you can't make all the money off of recruiting people, which in my opinion is the majority of his check. Well, was his check.
Brian could have bought it. Ozma could have bought it. Another big company could have.
Ozma is the CEO of Amare. And why didn't Brian buy it beforehand? With the trouble that everybody that was at the top allegedly knew. All the way back to when Justin Prince was doing the Zooms and stuff, trying to come up with revenue generating ideas, I should say.
It's so stupid. But also, this is why we're doing our own thing, because who's to say another company couldn't do this exact same thing? Do you actually have real relationships, friendships with any other owners in the entire industry?
This could happen to any MLM company, regardless of your relationship with the people that are behind the company. The FTC could say, hey, this is a pyramid scheme, and shut it down. Just like they did, what did he say? Vema? I don't remember what he said. The name of that company, it had energy drinks and stuff that was shut down by the FTC for being a pyramid scheme. It doesn't matter your relationship. These companies can still get shut down.
You don't? Okay, well now you will. Hi, I'm your friend.
Ew, no you're not.
I just don't want, look, I'm 44. I don't want this to happen again when I'm 54. There you go. Sandy said I got 2 messages this morning that people want to work with me but didn't want to work. You know, for the last like 2 years, we couldn't recruit leaders into Modair because we first saturated the market. Then we started terminating people. Then we started suing. And by the way, I never wanted us to sue anybody.
Right.
I never wanted us to sue anybody. As soon as you start suing people, you look weak. Good question.
But your name was sure signed on that lawsuit that Modair filed against Marina and Bryn and Amber DeLoof. I'm not defending those 3. I'm just saying your signature was on that, according to the screenshot that Marina Simone shared earlier today. So that's interesting.
Is the live for all of us? Oh yeah, everybody can get on tonight. Last night we were trying to do elites first just because, you know, out of respect. Because imagine this.
Everybody can get on that, John. I fear it might be too late.
There were some elites on there last night. I'm assuming. I don't know of any elites that are going to go elsewhere necessarily. I know some that like joined other companies, but like they're not like all in, right? They want to see what we're going to do first. But I feel like, and even, by the way, if you do join something else, like more power to you. I just wouldn't recruit for something else right now. If you want to go sell some products because you need to make money, I just wouldn't recruit until you know what we're doing first. You understand? And you might say, what are we doing? What are we doing? Tell me more. I don't even know yet. Like, I don't know the dates of the launch. I don't know when the product, but again, give us a few days. Give us some time. I did, Michelle. You know, I was like, don't sue. And they still sued because, you know, again, Like, I'm not the one making the
And you still sign the paperwork,
decisions.
allegedly.
I love you guys. I appreciate you. We will share the Zoom link in this group. Okay. It is most.
Do we already have, I say we, the anti-MLM movement, do we already have that link? Yes. Shout out to the group of people that sent it my way. You know who you are. Thank you so much.
Mostly to talk to all the Modair people, right? But I'm sure there'll be people on there from other companies. Tanya, that's a good question. Nadia, she says, how can we get them to stop charging us?
You gotta call your credit card company.
Call your bank.
And create a dispute.
Create a dispute with your credit card company?
Also, if there's any orders, like an auto delivery, I just went through and disputed with my credit card company.
So dispute your credit cards?
Yes, I agree with that.
For the last week, because some of you might not have received products that were charged.
They were taking orders up until I don't know exactly what time, but they were taking orders in. Modair was Friday. People were ordering on Friday, and they don't know unless they got a shipping notification from Modair on Friday if they're going to even get their products.
This is Zoom tonight for select few. No, everybody can get on tonight, Cordisha. Everybody. Like, I wouldn't send it out to prospects. Okay, so I'm going to tell you something, all right? This is funny. I love Brian McMullen. I find him hilarious, fascinating. He's interesting. But he will sometimes say things where you're like he said some things last night. You're like, ooh. Like, he just does not care. You guys ever heard of, and now listen, excuse my French. I know some of you are very classy.
I don't know what he's going to say. Some of you are really classy. Okay. Some of you are really classy, but apparently, again, according to Marina Simone's stories, he only likes the conservative people that don't swear, even though he's swearing a little bit on here. Oh man, the contradictions from this dude are wild.
And professional. Nadia probably won't like this, but have you ever heard the term FU money?
That's a good term, though.
It is a good term. Brian has that. Like, he's like worth 100 million liquid, plus he has all these MLMs, he has equity, and he doesn't need money. He wants to find a company that can crush all other companies. Now, I actually don't feel that way. I just want to find something.
But you're partnered with somebody that feels that way. But then, wait, which is it, John? Are you not worried about every other MLM company? Are you worried about or claiming that you're going to disrupt all these other MLM companies? Or is this just for your team? You just are doing this for the Modair people. Which is it? Because the plot has twisted like 3 or 4 times.
It's good for all of you to make money. But I do love that he's so competitive and he wants to have the best pet. He's like, this is a real peptide, not a fake peptide, like some of these other companies. I'm like,
Justin Prince, I believe they're talking to you, my guy.
Like, he doesn't care, dude. He does not care. But again, let's just have fun. Yo, listen, my mom died in December.
What the hell?
What happened to us on Friday, as bad as it is, it's not as bad as losing your mother and having 0 grandparents or living parents.
What just happened? That switch flipped. What?
Life is hard. Friday was hard. It wasn't as hard as losing my mom.
Oh my God.
It wasn't as hard as we had to put down our dog. It wasn't as hard as my son tore his ACL for the 2nd year in a row, and he had to get freaking knee surgery on New Year's Eve day and had to skip playing baseball for 2 years now. That is way worse. Now, I will say it was very embarrassing when we found out our company shut down, and my kids are like, it's kind of it's just a embarrassing thing, It's just like, like Christina did make a joke. She goes, am I going to have to go to, she goes, am I going to have to go to public school? It's not about public school. I went to public school, okay? I turned out okay, although hardly. It was more about the comment that she made. You know what I'm saying? It was like just...
His daughter?
She goes, wait, are you guys falling off? Are you guys going to have to go to... Am I going to have to go to public school? I'm like, well, it would save us a couple bucks. Good thing we didn't sign for next year, because you never know. Like some of y'all will be able to replace your income pretty quick because you're going to be in a startup, ground floor opportunity. It's actually like you can get a lot of people in, make a lot of money fast. When we, but you're like, what are the packs? What's the commissions? Dude, I don't know yet. I already told you that. And you got on late. I don't know that yet. I'm just telling you the plan. So we'll have more information tonight at 8 o'clock Eastern. But with that being said, it's going to take me and some of these top earners, like it's going to take the Zelekis a long time to replace that income, most likely, right? Like those guys were making insane money. Like, so just know that we have just as much motivation. We also lost our livelihood. When everyone else was leaving Modair, we stayed. The wave that everyone else rode when they came in 2018, 19, 20, 21, this freaking team created the wave they rode. And then when the wave died off, they jumped ship. We stayed. My God, we stayed to the very end and the company screwed us like this. Y'all, there ain't nothing better than a comeback story. So I hope you're excited. I know I am. This is going to be fun. This is going to be fun.
Oh my God.
And if you decide not to join us, I just feel sorry for you.
Oh, right.
Kind of.
Except you're not kidding at all. I mean, if you're going to be, if you're going to say it with your entire chest, John, instead of trying to play it off like it's a joke.
I like that people are saying, let's ride the wave together. Baby, you know the name of the company, right? Mm-hmm. You see that text come through? I'll just say this. I'll give you a little hint. It's going to be a new wave. Anyway, you guys are the best.
It's going to be a new wave. Is that a play on New Ways that became Modair? It's going to be a new. Oh my. Are you going to have a wave in the logo, John? You can have a blue wave. Is it a blue ocean strategy? I can't.
I love you. I appreciate you. Let the haters keep talking.
Okay.
Let them keep talking. They're just giving us free advertising. Let the competitors freak out.
Right.
They are capping. They hate us because they ain't us.
I would not want to be you. Although I think he's talking about MLM haters. Do I hate MLMs? Yes, but I think he's talking specifically about people in MLMs that are calling him out. Because there's a lot of people calling him out, which I love.
I just had a guy text me. Who's running the company? Bro. It just was
the new company is called Nueva. That's what DC just texted me.
Decided 2 days ago. You guys are the best. I love you. I respect you. I'll drop the Zoom link so you can hop on tonight.
Okay, we already have it. Thanks, John. Done with you. I've had enough. We've been here for 2 hours and 12 minutes. You guys are amazing for writing this out because, closing thoughts. Here's what I think. Here's what I suggest for those of you that are in MLM that are like, should I join this? Should I do that? Should I go to another company that we're specifically a part of, Modair? Something to think about. If your company can shut down overnight and freeze your money, if your uplines had a game plan before you even knew, allegedly, and if they're asking you to trust the next vision with no answers, that's not ownership, that's exploitation. So if you loved today's live stream, shout out to the replay crew as well. I appreciate you guys so much. I have cat hair on my face, I feel like. Do me a favor and like the stream. Make sure you're subscribed to my channel. Turn the bell notification on anytime that I upload anything, you'll get notified. And if you would, drop in the comments, what is the most manipulative thing that you've ever seen a top MLM leader do during a collapse like this? Let's expose it. Let's talk about it, and let's stop pretending that this is a business. Thanks for watching. And again, like the video and subscribe. And if you stick around, I'm redirecting to DC's live because this Zoom that he's talking about, she's infiltrating it. So go and check it out. Go support DC. And I'll see you guys on the next stream, the next video, which will be, well, the next stream will be Wednesday. I'm going to go eat dinner. Thanks for being here, and I'll see you next time. Bye, everybody.